Hi, and welcome back. Today I want to show you something that I got to do to almost every Harley that comes to the shop. I'm talking about mainly between the 90s and the late 2000s. And what that is excessive play on the shifter. You go down the road, this thing rattles like this. Very annoying. So let me show you what I do, not too hard, and I recommend you to do it to your bike. Let's get to it. Now, even if you don't have a touring bike like this one, you have a Softail, it'll still apply to your bike, but you're gonna have a little less points of checking and tightening. So the main one that I'm talking about that applies to everybody is down here. See this Allen head bolt? Look, when I move this shifter, you see how it's wobbling back and forth? You want to tighten that bolt, and that bolt might seem that it's tight, but you really need to crank that guy down hard. So I'm going to show you that what I do, because you got to be careful not to strip the head of it. And also, if you don't do this and you keep this loose for a longer period of time, I've seen these strip completely, that it could happen to you that you're traveling somewhere and you're not even able to continue because you can't shift. This thing just basically free spins on the shifter shaft, and to replace it, it's a very big job because you have to take the inner and the outer primary off to be able to slip the new one on there. If you have a dresser like this one, there's a couple more places. Here in the front you have a Allen head. Let's see if I can point to it. Right here, it's right there. Sorry, this light might be too bright, but there it is. There's the Allen head right there. That's another one you want to tighten. And of course, you have the two on the shifter right here. If you have a newer bike, that might be a little bit bigger. This is an older model. It's a 1996. But you see how loose this one is? So this one is loose. This one is definitely loose. Over here, again with the light, you can see how it's wobbling. Not sure about this one, but we're gonna crank all of them down. Also on the dressers, you have this point where you can lube it up, but that doesn't really last long, but it takes some of this noise away. That's kind of up to you if you want to do it, but it doesn't really last very long, and it's a little messy because the grease starts kind of coming out on both sides. So for this, you have to use the socket. So what works for me best is these two super short. One is really tiny, it's just this combination. It's a little bit shorter than your typical short extension. I'm gonna put it on there like this and make sure that this, let me hold this flashlight here, and you want to make sure that this socket, it's sitting real square and all the way down on that bolt. Especially if it's already a little bit messed up, you want to make sure it's on there good. So again, just to show you the difference before and after. So you see there's quite a bit of wobble back and forth. Now I'm going to put my ratchet on this, and I'm going to tighten it. See, I already got 2 turns. Let's say I got at least half a turn, maybe more, out of it. So now I'm going to take it off. And you see the difference? There's basically no wobble anymore over here. And this is the most important. You don't want this to go bad. Next, we're going to tighten the front one here and the 2 shifter pegs. Again, you want to use socket. You don't want to use your regular handheld Allens. Make sure it sits on there good. On this one, I'm going to use a little tap. Make sure it sits all the way down there. Gonna put my ratchet on. See if we can crank this one down a little bit. All right, there we go. This one seems to be pretty good. I'm happy with that. Actually, I got a short story and I'm gonna bore you with it. I was going to Daytona one year, and this guy had a pretty new bike. It was low miles, beautiful bike. He was stuck at the gas station because this was loose. And he could move this shifter back and forth, and this wouldn't move. He couldn't shift. He thought his transmission went bad. All he needed was tighten this bolt up. but this bolt was already messed up. So what I had end up doing is taking a bolt out of his transmission top right here. I took one of these bolts off and swapped them over, and he was able to continue and have a good day. But that's a result of not checking these things out. You can really get stuck. Okay, so last ones to do are these two. Again, I just use this little tap to make sure it's on there good. These older ones are a little harder because the bolts are small and they like to strip. So the newer bikes are easier. They have a larger diameter, and the brand new bikes now, they finally put a bolt all the way through with the nut. Even better. Let's see. All right, all the play is gone from here. So my overall play is 50% reduced easily. So, you know, besides avoiding the problem of stripping this area, my rattling going down the road is going to be greatly reduced, and it might even be more precise shifting because you don't have all this flap back and forth. So that's it for this week's video. I wanted to make sure that you guys understand how difficult it could be to replace these parts when they get stripped. So please check your bike out, tighten it up, do it with the right tools so you don't strip your bolts. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.